How's it going, everybody? Daner here with North Central Coins, and welcome back to another episode of the most rare and valuable coins in Canada. Today I'm going to be counting down the top 5 most valuable Canadian proof pennies of all time. Now, Canadian proof sets officially began production in the year 1953. Before that, the Canadian Mint was producing specimen sets. They are actually some of the rarest and most valuable Canadian coins of all time. I have made videos in the past detailing some of the most rare and valuable Canadian specimen coins. If you would like to go check that out, I will leave a link for that video in the top corner. But there is definitely some extremely valuable Canadian proof coins that you can find, and in this list I'm going to break down the most valuable pennies. Now, you can find these coin roll hunting, you can find them in your pocket change, but the most likely chance that you are going to find one of these is from getting a collection handed down to you, or maybe from buying a sealed proof set and being able to cherry pick one of these varieties out. Now, the older the proof coin, the harder it's going to be to find in a sealed set, but that does not mean that you cannot find them out there, maybe at a flea market, maybe at your local coin shop. They are always available. You just need to know where to look and how much to pay for them, because you definitely do not want to pay more than they are worth. But you definitely also want to know the potential value of some of these coins in the sets. That way, if you spend your money, you can validate your purchase. But before I do start this list off, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more coin collecting content just like this. And then without further ado, what do you say we get into it and I count down the top 5 most valuable Canadian proof pennies. Let's get it, guys. So as per usual, as I start this list off, I'm going to work my way from number 5 being the least valuable all the way up to number 1, which is going to be the most valuable coin we are going to discuss today. Now, all of these coins would have come out of proof or proof-like sets from the Royal Canadian Mint after the year 1953. As I mentioned before that, if the Canadian Mint made any special issues of coins, they were usually specimen sets, if not maybe a special strike for like the 1951 high relief nickels. But after the year 1970, specimen sets became a lot more common, and the coins inside were not nearly as valuable as the pre-1970 specimen sets. Now, after the year 1953, when the Mint began producing these proof-like and proof sets, some of the coins inside were extremely rare. They actually made some varieties for some of the dates that you can cherry pick, and they can be worth an absolute fortune. So what do you say we start this list off with number 5, which is going to be the 1958 proof-like penny. Now, this is no variety, nothing special you have to look for. It is just simply a 1958 penny. Now, this would have come out of the same proof-like set that you would have gotten the Death Dollar Totem Pole Silver Dollar in, which is a very desirable set, but it would seem that not too many of these survived in a high-grade state, because if you do happen to find one of these 1958 pennies and it scores high up in the PL67 range, you can get around $405, and you can be sure that you can get some decent money if it's in a low grade, probably around $20 to $30 if people want to add it to their collection. Number 4 is going to be the 1953 shoulder fold penny. Now, I've discussed in several of my videos in the past that many of the Canadian denominations throughout the years of 1953 to 1955 have shoulder fold and no shoulder fold variations. Now, to tell the difference, basically, what you have to do is look at the last I in DEI. Now, if this I has flared out serifs at the end, it means it is a no shoulder fold. If it does not have the flared out serifs, if it is straight and blunt, then it means you have the shoulder fold, and that is the variety that you are looking for this 1953 proof-like penny. Now, if you can find one in a proof-like 67 grade, it can be worth all the way up to $1,600. Number 3 is going to be a much more modern proof penny, and that is the 2003p with an old effigy on the obverse, non-magnetic. Now, your chances of being able to cherry pick this out of a proof set are much higher, considering that it is much more recent than the other pennies we have discussed on this list. If you go into flea markets or maybe your local coin shop, there is a good chance they will sometimes have proof sets sitting around from this date range. And if you were able to find one of these 2003p proof sets with the old effigy and you maybe pulled out a magnet and tried sticking it to this penny and it did not stick, you might have yourself a holy grail of a proof set, because one of these in a PL67 can actually be worth $4,070. This is definitely one of the unicorns and holy grails of the modern Canadian penny era, and a lot of people spend their time looking for the 2006 pennies, but honestly, this is another great one to look for, regardless of whether you're a coin roll hunter or you are just a coin collector trying to find some rare varieties out there. Number 2 on this list is going to be the 2005p non-magnetic. Now, this is basically the proof counterpart to the 2006p non-magnetic, which is a circulation penny that I can say many coin roll hunters have spent hours and thousands of dollars sifting through pennies to find. It is probably the most valuable of the modern Canadian penny era. It can be worth anywhere from $20 to $50, even in a low grade state. And this proof penny is definitely extremely rare and valuable as well, because if you can get one of these 2005p non-magnetics, it can be worth up to $4,270 in a PL67. So what I suggest, just like that other coin, is maybe if you go shopping at a coin shop, just bring a magnet with you. It's also good to have for testing silver. You want to make sure that you're not buying any aluminum or fake silver rounds or anything like that, depending on the coin shop or flea markets that you're dealing with. But if you bring this magnet with you, you can test some of these pennies. If it sticks to the pennies in the set, then you do not have yourself the good one. But if you have yourself these non-magnetics and that magnet is definitely not sticking, then you are probably going to want to purchase that set if the price range is anything reasonable. Well, we have breezed through this list and made it to number 1. I hope you guys enjoy these videos and I hope you find them helpful. I have made all sorts of videos in the past detailing all of the rare Canadian, American, Australian coins that you can find, whether you are searching through your pocket change, coin roll hunting, or you get collections handed down to you. There's a ton of valuable coins out there, and I definitely want to help and educate you guys on what to look for. I can personally vouch that many of these coins can be sold for the value that I state, or at least near the value that I state. Most of the coins that I post in my videos do have a premium, whether it's a coin roll hunting video or it's one of these breakdowns of the rare and valuable coins. So I would definitely appreciate if you would go check those videos out. But what do you say we get to number 1 on this list, which is going to be the 1954 no shoulder fold penny. Now, just like the 1953, there are 2 variations for the 1954. There is a shoulder fold and a no shoulder fold. To identify this, basically what you want to do is look at the last I in DEI, and if this I has flared out serifs, then you have yourself one extremely valuable proof penny, because in a PL67, it can be worth $4,380. Now, in most cases, I am not listing the low grade prices for these coins. A lot of the time when you pull proof coins out of sets, they will be in a higher grade. They might not be scoring PL67, but even if they get somewhere around a 63, 64, you're definitely going to have yourself a good coin. It's worth the send off to be graded, and you're going to make some money off of it. I think that is pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. We have counted down the top 5 most valuable Canadian proof pennies. I'm definitely going to make some lists in the future where I count down some of the other valuable proof coins for the different Canadian denominations, and I'm going to be making some other lists on some of the valuable British coins and coins from all around the world. So make sure to stay tuned and hit that bell notification so you can see my videos as they are being released. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. So until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.